Alright guys, so take a look at this. I've been waiting all year to ride one of these. This is 2023 Harley Davidson Breakout. New for 2023. Awesome. Oh, it'll be interesting to see if that air cleaner hits me right in the shin. Sometimes those air cleaners that stick out like that are, I like that. But it has a tire in the rear, kind of like the Fat Boy. Super fat tire in the back. Yeah, I actually bought a Fat Boy. And then I heard about the Breakout. And I was thinking, ooh, maybe I should have bought the Breakout instead of Fat Boy. But we'll see. Ooh, has an interesting seat. I don't know if that'll be comfortable long term. All right, we'll see. Mirrors, standard Harley Davidson mirrors. All right, turn it on there. See for neutral. Oh yeah. So this is basically $21,000. Pretty much the same as the Fat Boy. Same price. I don't know, the Fat Boy, I just really like the way it looked. That's what sold me on the Fat Boy. This one seems like it maybe fits me better. You know, since I'm actually 6'4", so this seems like it would fit me better right off the... Like it kind of hits me right in the shin on that air cleaner. Alright, we're going to try to beat the rain. It's been kind of sprinkling on and off here, so we'll see. Oh yeah, I should have bought a Breakout. I should have bought a Breakout. It seems way more ergonomic than the Fat Boy for a tall guy. You know, maybe I'll trade in my Fat Boy. Or maybe I'll just buy this too. Wow. Alright. Yeah, the Fat Boy, that thing is like a little rocket with the 114. I'm guessing this will be the same, basically the same back tire. It's a different stance than the Fat Boy. It's kind of interesting. So this has pegs where the stock Fat Boy actually has floorboards, but keep in mind with the floorboards you can always take them off. The first thing I did with my Fat Boy is I took off the floorboards and put on pegs. It's just like 2 bolts. So I love the handlebars. Almost, it's not straight across, but it's kind of like a curved across. Oh yeah, it kind of has more of a rumble than the Fat Boy. I don't know which one's faster. I'm thinking maybe the Fat Boy is just a hair faster than this. This is pretty fast though. It'll be interesting to see the weights, comparing the weight of the Breakout to the Fat Boy. Of course, maybe I'm just not used to it. I don't know. I think the Fat Boy is a little faster. I've been riding the Fat Boy. Last weekend I rode it probably for a few hours. So, I don't know. Now that I've been riding, that seat's feeling pretty comfortable. Which is actually really surprising. Really surprising. I first sat on it and I'm like, man, this seat's not going to be that great. Wow. I really like this bike. Pretty awesome. Whoever had the mirrors last, the mirrors are pretty much worthless. It gives me a good view of my arms. That's the first Harley Davidson where I can see past my arms. It's the yellow line, but that's weird. Very weird. The other thing I like about this too is it has the little mini display on the handlebars. It tells you I'm going 55, 2300 RPM in 5th gear. And that's all it says, and that's all you need to know. Just the bare minimum. Not worried about any other gauges. This is very ergonomic for me. This is very, very comfortable. I'd say this is probably the most ergonomic of all the Harleys I've taken out today. I run on that street bob and my knees were way too high. It was killing my tailbone because my knees were up so high. And even the stock Fat Boy needs a lot of modifications to get me to really be comfortable on that. But this is, I mean, right off the line, this is pretty nice. Seems pretty flickable, I guess. Well, maybe pretty sluggish. I guess pretty sluggish around the corners. The Road Glide was better than this. Look at this. This is like a beast. I think it's from that big back tire. It's pretty stout trying to move it around on the road. And the Street Bob was really kind of a little twitchy because it has the thinner tires. The Road Glide seemed like it turned real easy. This thing's kind of a sluggish beast. Alright, let's see what the brakes are like here. Well, brakes are pretty good, actually. I'd say better than your typical Harley Davidson. A little bit better. The air cleaner hits me in the shin, but it's not painful, I guess. There's an interesting sound to it. Very interesting. I'm not sure if I like the sound. Just stock right off the line. Seems like they kind of opened it up a little bit to where you could hear kind of a almost sounds like it has a hollow sound instead of a deep rumble. It's like almost like a metallic hollow kind of a rumble. Just weird. We're hitting some rain now. So I did notice on my Fat Boy, I didn't really notice it until I brought it home, that the suspension is pretty bad on like rough roads, like potholes and washboard, stuff like that. We're getting rained on. So this one, it seems like it's the road noise is a little bit, I can feel a little bit more road vibration in this one than on the Fat Boy. Which is interesting. I'm thinking this would probably do worse on my dirt road. Well, let's see how wet we get here on this ride. I don't know how my camera can hold up in the rain for very long, because I took the waterproof cover off of it to plug in my battery pack. Hopefully I don't short out my camera. But yeah. Yeah, the other thing, when it first starts raining, the road can get really, really slick. So you have to really be careful, especially on a new bike with new tires on a fresh rain on the road. It can get really super slippery. Last year, it kind of caught me by surprise on a couple bikes, and I was kind of like spinning the tires, taking off. Which I do not want to drop one of these new bikes. That would be terrible. Alright, so we've been riding for 20 minutes, let's say, maybe. The seat is surprisingly comfortable, which is weird. When I first sat on it, it felt really uncomfortable. I guess until I put my feet up. When I put my feet up, it's funny, my rear end just kind of sank right into the seat. Yeah, these mirrors are pretty bad. Pretty bad. That's the only thing I don't like about this bike so far. Let's see how it turns. It's kind of like a chopped out front end, which is weird. It's like raked out in the front. It seems very easy to turn. Very easy. Very smooth. I think it's from that back tire. That back tire. Whew, I am fogging up. Has an interesting sound to it. Alright, should we go back? Pretty nice, pretty nice. I gotta be careful, very careful. I don't want to gun it because the fresh rain on the roads and steaming a little bit. But I know it's fast. It's super fast. And the funny thing is about that fat back tire, it's kind of like on the Fat Boy, it seems like you get more traction taking off on, you know, like on gravel or like loose dirt, or anywhere we get kind of have like a less than ideal pavement. Just because I noticed it seems to be better just taking off. You don't get as many like rear end spins than you do like on a lot of your other bikes. Just grips the road better. So I'm getting rained down, but it's not too bad. I'm not getting too soaked. If it starts raining and hailing really bad, I'll pull over and I'll call the guy to come get me. That's what he said. He said you didn't want me riding in really bad weather. So, and today it's kind of spotty. Seems like it rains and then it clears up. But so far this has been the worst rain. So as far as the stance so far, you are slightly leaned forward, which is interesting. I'd say maybe a little bit fatiguing on my hands, just because you lean forward a little bit. Not quite like a sport bike, but yeah. It's actually surprising that I'm getting a little hand fatigue from the forward lean on this bike. I don't know if that would bother me over, like, you know, 2 or 3 hours of riding. Maybe not. Maybe. I don't know. I don't notice it at all on the Fat Boy. It's a completely different stance. Pretty nice. This is the Breakout. I love the little Breakout saying right on the tank. It's pretty cool. This might be my last ride if it's raining over in the lot. They may shut it down. Never know. Let's see. Yeah, this is very comfortable, very nice for a big guy on a stock Harley. Yeah, this is pretty nice. If I didn't have my Fat Boy, I might buy this one. I would say it's pretty cool. I don't know, the Fat Boy, I just love the looks of it. I mean, all the way around. That's what sold me on that bike, is the looks. This is definitely louder than my Fat Boy. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if I'm sold on the sound. I think it would kind of grow on me though. I don't know. I think the first thing I would do in this, just because I don't like the exhaust sound that much, is I'd probably change out the exhaust, put a slip on, and then get it tuned. Get a different sound from it. I mean, it's not bad. Depending on what you're looking for in a bike, it wouldn't be bad left stock. It's pretty nice. It seems easier to control on the road than most. I guess because it's not like, I guess it's harder to turn, but it's more stable. It's not as twitchy to small amounts of user input, I guess I'd say. I mean, you got to really lean into it, but it's not like it takes effort. It's not like fatiguing because I'm putting so much effort into turning it. It just seems really stable on the highway. We're going 57. Seems very stable. I can definitely tell it has more road vibration than the Fat Boy. Does kind of bounce around a little bit. But you know, the other thing you have to think about too is, you know, for the price, you know, if they had like upgraded the suspension and made it really super smooth, then they couldn't sell it for what they're asking. They'd have to add a couple thousand onto it, and every time they do an upgrade they have to add more, and then before you know it, you'd be out of the reasonable price range for a bike like this. And that's why they make aftermarket parts, so you can customize it to exactly what you want. I'm still getting rained on. I might have to take a break after this and dry out a bit. It's just a sprinkle. So this is the demo days, Harley Davidson. I think this is my 5th bike. I think they have 18, so I want to do the 3 days. I took a couple of days off work. See if I can hit every bike. And then tomorrow they actually have the electric bikes, the Livewire. I've ridden the Livewire before, just once, I believe. And those bikes are super fast. Yeah, that you gotta get used to that air cleaner. That's the other thing. Is kind of get you in the shin, but it's not too bad. It seems like the pegs on this bike kind of go out further too. You only notice it when you're braking, really. But man, this is easy to ride. Super easy to ride. It's like super stable on the road, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, I can definitely tell my hands are a little bit fatigued from the stance, but I like the stance. It's just kind of interesting that it fatigues you a little bit. Yeah, pretty nice. Yeah, I have yet to find the perfect bike. The Fat Boy was pretty perfect for me, but you know, there's always modifications that you want to do to any bike to get it to where, you know, you can actually be comfortable on it. But yeah, this is a pretty nice bike. I'd say this is probably my favorite today so far. The Breakout. And the price is right too. Pretty affordable price. You know, it's interesting. I noticed on a lot of these demos that I don't know what it is about it, but some of them kind of had a wandering throttle that, you know, I noticed that on the Fat Boy last year when I was taking the demo truck out. You know, the demo Fat Boy kind of had like a wandering throttle. And this one does a little bit too, but my Fat Boy that I bought doesn't have that wandering throttle, so I don't know what's the deal with that. Why it would make a difference between demos and the bikes that you actually buy. But wow, that bike is pretty awesome. Alright, let's take a look at it. Seat's pretty comfortable. Seat's really comfortable, actually. I like the seat. Not too bad. Ooh, got the Harley Davidson with the blue, silver. Pretty awesome. Interesting headlight on there. Alright, so there you have it. That is the 2023 Breakout. I believe that has the 114. I think. Does it say on here? It doesn't say. Oh, that's the 117. Oh, that's interesting. So it's a little bit faster Well, it still seems slower than my Fat Boy, which is interesting. That's a good looking bike. Good looking bike right there. I like it. Alright, so there you have it. That is the 2023 Harley Davidson Breakout. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.